Benjamin Netanyahu, who won the recent election through the support of coalition, is under serious threat of being dethroned. There are massive protests over the last few weeks in Israel, and a lot of analysts in Israel are pointing fingers at Washington. These protests have been driven by an NGO. And guess who is being funding the NGO? US State Department, according to a lot of analysts in Israel and in the West. The NGO's name is the Movement for Quality Government in Israel. It is funded by 3 to 4 other NGOs who are registered out of New York. Now you would be thinking that what are the NGOs based out of New York? What have they got to do with democracy in Israel? Well, that's how things work. NGOs from the West fund a lot of anti-establishment activities all over the world. We have seen that in Asia, Middle East, Africa, and currently we are seeing that in Israel. This NGO seems to be having 70 to 80,000 members as per their website. And the NGO has received thousands of dollars by US State Department according to multiple sources. I have shared the links to the articles which have mentioned this news in the description. You can check this out after this video. The point I'm trying to make is that the current protests in Israel, they are not organic. Yes, a large section of people are upset with the judicial reforms being brought by Benjamin Netanyahu. But the fuel is being added to the fire by the deep state. Recently, Joe Biden has said that he will not invite Benjamin Netanyahu anytime soon. That's how bad the reaction has been from the United States. They are saying that Israel's democracy is under danger. But really, is it all about democracy? If it really is about democracy, then how come United States was partners with Saudi Arabia, which is a dictatorship and monarchy? How come United States was an ally to Pakistan, which is a military dictatorship? No US lawmaker, no Western journalist has answer for these questions. Democracy is always used as a tool by United States to carry out its foreign policy interference in other countries. This is a well-known fact. Sometimes I wonder, even the lawmakers in United States would be smiling when they make statements that they are concerned about democracy in certain XYZ territory. Especially looking at the way things are happening within United States, where democracy is being used to arrest opposition leaders. Every democracy, every elected government has the right to undertake judicial reforms in its own country. It all started with the existing Israeli government transferring the police chief of Tel Aviv. The attorney stopped the decision of the government, and that's when the whole crisis triggered. The judicial reforms proposed by Benjamin Netanyahu would ensure that the judiciary does not have the power to overrule parliament's judgment. All over the world, the way democracies function is that the parliament, which consists of elected representatives, makes the law, and the judiciary implements and executes the law. This is the definition of democracy, even in the West. But surprisingly, United States feels that judiciary has the say in creating laws when it comes to Israel. And that is what Benjamin Netanyahu is fighting against in Israel. But these NGO-sparked protests are threatening his power. But why is United States doing this? Isn't Israel a top ally of United States in Middle East? Isn't Israel supposed to be the stabilizing factor in Middle East? Why is United States unstabilizing its own stabilizing factor in Middle East? Well, in Middle East, Saudi Arabia and Iran have patched up over the last few weeks. And with Iran and Saudi Arabia patching up, and UAE and the recent Abraham Accords that were signed during the Trump administration, United States would be in a situation soon where it has no business of interfering in Middle East politics anymore. So this might also be a signal that United States does not see an active role in Middle East politics. Hence, it wants to increasingly not upset Middle Eastern powers by railing up against Palestine, especially because Benjamin Netanyahu has taken some aggressive action against Palestine over the recent months. And United States want to be in the good books of Saudi Arabia and other Middle Eastern powers. Because Saudi Arabia has already decided to hedge its risks and side with Russia and China and India over United States. In fact, it has started exploring the idea of trading in local currencies with Asian powers. This has sent jitters in Washington. And Washington is trying to appease Saudi Arabia by ensuring that Israel is not overtly aggressive with its Middle East neighbors. At the same time, United States is also in a dilemma. Iran is very close to developing nuclear weapons. So time is running out for United States if it is really serious about stopping Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. So United States destabilizing Israel is like shooting on its own foot, because without Israel, United States would not be able to counter Iran. So is that an indication that United States has given up on denuclearizing Iran? Is it also a signal that United States is getting outside of Middle East politics and focusing on Indo-Pacific against China? Especially because United States foreign policy document has clearly specified China as its main rival. And if United States is deeply engaged in Middle East conflicts, it won't be able to focus its resources in the Europe with Russia and in Indo-Pacific with China. Benjamin Netanyahu is looking at tough days ahead because his time is running out and Iran is on verge of acquiring nuclear weapons. At a time when Iran and United States are considering an attack on Iran, this destabilizing of Israel is the last thing the alliance needs. So what exactly is United States foreign policy in the complex web of Middle East? This is Digrish signing off from the Macro Story. Subscribe to my channel, like this video. I'll be posting more videos. Stay tuned.